Only for roughly 1.5 more hours, Esteban Reyes, the reigning European champion. 4 players now, though, on their journey to dethrone him. And we see 2 of them duel against each other here in this one.
I'm quite excited that we're sending 2 more Germans to the World Championships as well. And of course, Roselle and Lorenzo are also super epic. A start with the Dr. Madlove here from Roselle. And the semi-finals of the European Championship, when everyone has secured that ticket to Worlds, is always a little bit funny to me, because never before you have seen so many smiling faces after losing games or breaking. Everyone is just already over the moon to have accomplished this crazy, crazy thing.
Totally.
But now it's time to win.
Which is your most favorite moment of a top 4 match? I think, I gotta say, it probably was the Yoho Ahn one, where he just was super happy about getting Happy's Feather Dustered by Jessica Robinson there, and not really being any part of that top 4 match, because he knew, and both of these 2 also know, that they already have the most important thing from this weekend secured.
And I mean, at this moment, all of the 4 players play way more, convenient, and know exactly what they are doing, and don't have the pressure on them, since they already have been qualified for the World Championship. But of course, they're still in the tournament, they're still in the game, and they need to secure that beautiful trophy of the European champion.
Ooh, we do set the Vanquish Soul Snow Devil, and that's always an indicator that we find ourselves in the end phase. But now after that, we could still just activate the effect of Holisu. I like this because we're playing around Nibiru, and in the end phase, I would assume this could very well be a Borger here, because that Borger then can immediately after also draws another card there in the end phase.
Or a Resin.
Or the Borger.
Or the Borger.
But you're right, it could have also been Resin, but yeah. Interestingly enough, we don't go for that, though. We reveal Impulse and Ash Blossom. That's 2 cards that are really, really good on Johannes' turn. And we are now going to resolve the effect of Jalong, bringing us Caesar Valius. This is such an importantly good setup for Roselle.
This is plus infinity right now. There is so much value, so many layered interruptions as well for Johannes. I wouldn't even know what to tackle first here, because even if you have something like a Raigeki, you're just gonna get Snow Deviled, protected, so it's really hard. It doesn't look like much, but it is really hard to play around this field.
Yes, I think Vanquish Soul is kind of like the Memento strategy, meaning that they both establish a minimalistic board on paper, but on the actual facts, both decks can establish a huge field and play with their resources in their opponent's turn.
Absolutely, and you can tell by the way Roselle looks into the camera right now. She is feeling so good about this first turn. She's feeling confident, she's feeling safe, and Johannes on the other end, deep into the thinking tank, trying to figure out how to solve this puzzle. He has solved plenty of puzzles before, but this one not to be solved. It looks like Johannes is picking up his cards, and therefore we have Roselle taking game number 1.
That was a really quick one, not even 4 minutes in. But I said it before, I was like, I wouldn't even know how to tackle this field. And Johannes was just like, yeah, no idea either. Let's just go into game 2. Let me start the duel for a change, and is going to try and put up the biggest field he can now.
Yeah, I mean, Vanquish Soul have the protection from card effects, and this is exactly what Mitsurugi Roselle wants to do going second, to destroy their opponent's field, which cannot be accomplished since they are almost protecting through card distraction,
Yeah, and that's probably also why all of those Vanquish Soul players have been saying this matchup is one that I like to play. This is a matchup that I want to be playing, because that is the one I have prepared for so much. Meanwhile, we just had a look into the big crowd that is still here with us in Berlin, in the venue, trying to witness who is becoming Yu-Gi-Oh! History even more now by becoming the next European champion. And in terms of matchups, actually, the matchup we see right here, right now, being Mitsurugi Roselle with a couple of Fiendsmith cards against Vanquish Soul is the exact same one we have in our other top 4 match as well, which is, of course, being played on the backup feature right now between Tom Tom Kleinegräber and Lorenzo Muselli.
Actually, let's hold on and talk about this for a second, as long as the players are still using their side decks. Where was Malice in top 8? No Malice in top 8. We
Once
had
more.
4 Vanquish Soul, 3 Mitsurugi Raizel, and 1 Sky Striker, of course. Then again, we have discussed this after the playoffs, so many Bestials around. Is Fiendsmith even a good idea for this tournament? Apparently, yes. All of the Raizel Mitsurugi players are playing Fiendsmith cards as well.
Because they give you the protection and a second plan against the Troll and Lockbird or Mistaken Arrest, whose are the two main threats of the deck.
Yeah.
And also, as you mentioned, Malice, which was the most represented deck in day one, as we saw in top 8, it didn't go as well as planned for Malice.
I think a lot of people started to respect the deck again with Meowls. We've seen plenty of Meowls in this tournament.
And also Chaos Hunter again. I feel like the number of Chaos Hunters, especially because it is so nicely to be played in Vanquish Soul, it seems like players are back on that card. But of course, we are not going to see that card here right now, as Roselle has not decided to play that, but also we're just not playing against Malice in the first place, so you don't even need it right now.
That's a good point, but the players are ready. So let's go into Game 2 of the semi-final of WCQ.
Johannes threw out big names in this tournament. For example, won against, of course, Joshua Schmidt, also here on this very stage. But now he's with the back against the wall here after losing this first game.
Players don't necessarily seem too ready right now. At least I don't see cards on the table, to be honest.
Yeah, there's one deck missing, actually. Yeah, that's the one from Roselle.
Okay, one sleeve will be changed here for reasons. Of course, you don't want to play damaged sleeves.
Yeah, probably
here.
just broke in the process of shuffling.
Yeah.
Something always can happen. But it seems like we are now just shuffling a little again, and then we should be good to go any second.
I mean, it's logical when you play for 2 days straight that some of your sleeves may be damaged.
Yep. Now, Roselle with going second strategies against Johannes, who's going to go first. Raizel Mitsurugi, a deck that is crazy at going first. Let's see what he can come up with. Sometimes the deck can brick a little bit, so you might not see the most impressive first turn, but of course, more often than not, the deck goes insane. And we still have 39 minutes after this incredibly quick game 1.
And
That was
I think
super
that I see a smile in Rosalie's face, and I mean, of course, starting with Purulia is very important against Mitsurugi Raizel.
Reason to be smiling for sure. Moment to lean back, because we already did the first action here in this duel, and it was a very, very good one for Roselle.
Even Johannes doesn't look too happy about that. If he, for example...
Oh, okay. Playing with the camera now as well. Gotta love to see it. And Johannes is setting a monster. We have seen this against Joshua as well. A T-Sat pass. There is no way. Wait, do you draw for a set monster with Purulia?
No, it should be...
No, normal or special summon.
Okay, okay. So we're playing around that at least, I guess.
Why did Roselle not look happy after this? It just looked like she didn't have an out to a set monster here, but I can assure you, if you're not running Sky Striker, that won't be the case. Now Holisu is being summoned in attack position. Aggressive start here as well. Revealed the Dr. Madlock before. Now Jiaolong is being revealed as well. Jiaolong could trigger off of that, and another Raisin could be summoned very, very soon. Heavy Borger is being chained here.
Get that Holisu back into the hand. Get that Borger onto the field. Roselle going crazy here. And this may as well just still be the end phase, if I'm not mistaken. Oh no, wait, the Holisu is only in main phase. So is it in the main phase then, maybe?
I mean, do you want to play into talents?
That's a good question. Probably not, right? But it's also so many things we get to do here.
Yeah. That is a lot. Resin is being activated.
I'm curious whether this is the end phase or whether this is still the main phase.
I mean, Resin can immediately destroy the set monster there as well, can tackle the defenses of Johannes, who does already have too many. Jiaolong and the Dr. Madloff being revealed to destroy a monster here just to check what it is. And it is the Night Sword Serpent that is going to return to the field immediately. You've walked right into my trap, Roselle.
I think it's the second time that we saw the Serpent being drawn to Mitsurugi Raizel in Game 3 in the feature match.
Yep.
That is true. The Serpent, it gives you a higher ceiling, but it also is so vulnerable when you do draw it, because Van, you're not able to play very often, and that was the case here for Johannes. It wasn't even about the Perulia, it was just more so overall that he was not having any play there in his hands.
And we're changing it into attack position here. Resin is going to attack in the battle phase. After that, Xiaolong will follow 1,300, 2,400 and 2,500 again. Have we even Borgered yet?
I don't think we have. Okay, now the Xiaolong. So Roselle trying to make this as quick as possible. In the other backup feature match for top 4, I can inform you, Tom Kleinegräber has won the first game against Lorenzo Muselli. And in the meantime, Roselle keeps on going. That's more damage. That is bringing Johannes down to a measly 300 here.
Well, that is not a lot. Dr. Madlov is being summoned as well. Are we running Gagaga Cowboy in the extra deck? That would be crazy. We're adding Vanquish Soul Start, and of course we can now set, I think you at this point, Ghost Ogre is being activated, but does that help Johannes afterwards? Because there is still the Heavy Borger on the field.
Which will activate.
Ooh, we do link off the Heavy Borger, interestingly enough. I thought we'd definitely keep that one around, and there's Caught by the Grave now on the Heavy Borger, meaning this game will not be end on the next turn by the Borger, but maybe we have access to the Snow Devil. Actually, Johannes there has quite handily ruled out both of the cards that do damage with the Trap card and also the Heavy Borger, so this could be very, very strong for him.
Is it still on the deck though? Because in setup, Trap card, maybe Roselle has had it out.
True, that's fair.
Is Johannes making a comeback in this game with the Called by the Grave? Should have just kept the Heavy Borger on the field. But I think she tried to play around in Nibiru in this case by linking it off and then adding this one back to the hand. Goes into SP Little Knight and passes here. Not too impressive anymore.
Okay.
Magnamut is being summoned here. We're banishing Dr. Madlov. This is going to get follow-up. This is going to access us quite soon because we have the Ghost Dog in the graveyard. The Fiendsmith engine. Johannes Bauer is back in this game.
You would not believe it. Very little going on there in this first turn, but we're now kind of getting into this somehow, and we know this is a possible 2 monsters on the field, and that's all that you want, that you need for a Fiendsmith engine.
Now in the backup feature, Tom has immediately just lost the second game, so we're at 1-1 of Tom Kleinegräber versus Lorenzo Muselli. But first of all, Johannes still has 300 life points, and I'm telling you what, you have to win the game this turn. Otherwise, the Vanquish Soul deck is very, very likely to punish you.
Ooh, battle phase, that's where we're at. Oh, Xiaolong activates its effect, turning that Magnamut into defense position. And that is the scoop!